Hi YouTubers, this is a demo video on what happens when you crack your screen in your Peugeot touchscreen. As you can see, basically here I have accidentally caught the screen with something, putting in the boot, moving things around, and now when we turn on the radio we get this nice error message that says system faulty. We can clear the message by pressing the menu button, and it does go. And if you look a little bit closely, get the lights, sometimes you can see a slight blister in there, and there is a little bit of a crack along here as well. Now, as much as it's not affected the steering wheel controls or anything else, the touchscreen now is completely kaput, to be polite about it. And in fact, sometimes if you keep pressing it, you get an error. And if you hear carefully, if I turn the radio down, you can hear the fracturing of the laminate. So with this in mind, I thought, let's have a word with Peugeot, and apparently these are around £875 to have replaced for a new screen. Well, me being me, thought that was a bit too much, so I've gone out of my way and gone on to our favourite eBay and found a touchscreen, and I'm going to see if we can do an exchange with a basic 7-inch screen and replace it for this one. So without further ado, what we're going to do is remove the radio. Just going to put you on pause and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back again. What I've done is put a plastic credit card along the back line of this radio to try and raise it upwards. It's very tight. Everything on these modern Peugeots, you can't tell where the seams are, and you sort of have to have a little bit of a hope and a prayer to get there. But with that, we've lifted off the radio front, and we can see the touchscreen is mounted in the top by 2 Torx head screws, and that's all. So before I take out the radio anymore, let's turn off the ignition. Make sure we've got no power going to the radio. And I believe this is a 25T25 screw. And it's not. So it must be a T20. And it is. So let's remove the 2 screws. And it's never easy when you're trying to hold a camera as well. And take off the 2nd screw. A little bit more detail in that crack now, you can see it. To be honest with you, it's not overly visible when the radio's on, but like all these things, once they start to fracture, they just get worse and no better. So my one-handed removing of the screws, I can see here there's a little catch, you can see, and on the other side, and the radio should pop out. Well, the screen should pop out. Ta-da! The screen is connected by 2 connectors. This one here, I believe, is the video. This one here is the power. So we need to remove these 2. And again, these are a little bit tricky to get out. You need a little pin or something to push the little buttons and remove the plugs, which I will do and be right back. This is the first plug I removed from here, and what I did to get it was to use one of these little screwdrivers to go in the side to release the plug, and I'm going to try and do the same on this one. And I'm going to put you on pause once again. Very tight, that one. Once you've got the button pressed, you need to pull it quite quickly and firmly, and that will remove it, and the screen will lift out and your radio will look something like that. And here is my touchscreen. As I was saying, if you get it in the light, you can see the blistering. But I don't think it's going to work on my Samsung smartphone. So without any further ado, let's take it inside and see what we can see. With the radio out of the car, or the screen out of the car, I should say, we can take a closer look. We can see that the screen is mounted to this cast aluminium body and held on with a couple of Torx head screws, which we're going to need to remove. In fact, it's more than a couple. So let's remove those screws and see what we see next. Try and do this while still talking and videoing. And the 25 screwdriver and the 20 are too big, so I'm going to need to get a 15. Bear with me 1 second. Back again, the Torx head 15. Does it fit? No, it doesn't. A little bit more rummaging around in my toolbox. We've discovered a 10, if that's focusing. And the 10 is the correct size. So let's remove these screws. They're quite loose. Probably assuming that's because of the card on the back is probably quite fragile. The screen itself. This is number 2. Number 3. Not easy to do one-handed. Probably not the best way to do it. And number 4. Now, I'll be honest with you, I have had this out in the past to establish purchase of a replacement. We'll go into that in a bit more detail in a second. Now, the screen itself comes away from this cast aluminium body and is connected to the circuit board by ribbon cables down here and here, and that's about all. So I'm going to put the camera down while I remove the clips for those, because they're always fragile and you need to get them right. First thing I've done is pulled this little plastic locking clip away so we can remove the cable. I'm going to do the same on this one. See if I can do it through the camera. It's never easy. There it goes. And a little gentle pull, and that one comes out as well. The third and final one is this one here, just a larger one. We need to do as well. Let's move that one forward. Remove that. Now it comes. So in theory, I should be able to lift this out. I noticed here the ribbon gets caught, and there's a little part that separates off the front here, which I'm going to show you. I'm going to pull it out and then show you in detail. So a little bit of a pull, this clip comes off, which is covering the cable. Once that's gone, you can lift the actual ribbons out, making sure that they don't get caught. This one is. Sorry about my hand. What it is this one here is trying to get caught. And there it is. So there's the circuit board. Obviously controls the video, the illumination, the back plate, and the screen itself. And what I have noticed about the screen is the touchscreen sits a few millimeters in front of the actual screen. So I haven't actually damaged my touchscreen. Well, no, I have damaged my touchscreen. I haven't damaged the LCD screen beneath it. So what I did, I went on YouTube, on eBay, and looked around for a 7-inch touchscreen and purchased one of these. And this is a resistive touchscreen, 4-wire, which we know this one is because we've got the 4-wire connection on here. And previously, when I took the radio out, I measured the millimeters across on here, and this one looks to be the closest I could get. Now, I don't know if these are 100% the same, and this is what we're going to find out. Now, my main concern is, are the 4 wires configured the same? We don't know that because it's a different part. And is the plug that plugs in the same? We don't know about that either. And in fact, there's no way they're the same, but they may still fit. So the first plan is really just to see if it works. I'm going to put it on pause. I'm going to try and connect that little ribbon cable up and see what happens. Okay, so all I've done is connected the ribbon cable back up here for the main video. This one on the corner, which I'm not sure what it is. This one here that comes to the new touchscreen, and the one behind it just here is the old touchscreen. Now admittedly they're a little bit different size, but it's gone in and it's locked down. So before I remove the old touchscreen element, I'm going to put the screws back in just to give it some stability, and I'm going to try it in the car and we'll see what happens, because I've got a funny feeling that we should be able to tell if it works from there, and if it does we'll remove the old screen and see what happens. I'm not recording. Just 2 screws, 1, 2, just to hold it together to give it some stability, and there's the 2 plugs that we removed. So to the car, and a little update in a second.